I got new skates. So these are the Chris Farmer 2022 Pro Model Sways. And they look pretty incredible. So I've skated the USD Sway before. I had the Montre Sways back in 2020, I think, and absolutely loved those skates. This is kind of a re-review of the skates. There's made a few changes to it, and I wanted to see what the difference was. So the USD Sway started as the Bronx Playlife. The Bronx Playlife is part of the Playlife brand, which is a sub-brand of Powerslide that sells into smaller economies that can't necessarily afford Powerslide level quality, but they still want to get skates at an affordable price. A few years back, they took the Bronx and they modified the shell so that they could add a sole plate, and then started selling it as the USD Sway. And they've been doing this for a few years. They've made a few modifications to the mold. This Chris Farmer version is the first one that I've skated with the new sole plate. So this is the USD Sway. This is a plastic boot, has a raised heel, so the back of this boot is higher than the front of this boot if you took the sole plate off. That gives you a natural forward lean. A lot of people like that feeling. I prefer a flat boot that has a shock absorber on the inside. The reason is then you can adjust how much forward lean you get. So with this, that forward lean is dictated by plastic. With a flat boot, you could put a shock absorber in there, you could put plastic in there, you could put whatever you want, heel pads, insoles, and adjust that forward lean to suit your style of skating. Brand new to me is the new USD Sway sole plate. I've skated the old Sway sole plates, really loved them. Actually, they were probably my favorite sole plates. Really curious what these are going to feel like. More of a cosmetic change. It's a lot cleaner lines, a lot smoother contours and such. I think they look really good. Looks like the groove has stayed the same. The bottom looks like it stayed fairly similar to the old Sway sole plates. Not sure what to expect from these, but I've seen only good things. I want to see what they feel like. I bought these skates boot only, and I put on the 50/50 Chris Farmer prime frames. They are UFS, so they'll fit any UFS frame. Full disclosure, I do own 50/50, so I worked with Chris to create this frame and make sure that it looks really nice with his skate setup. The orange and the orange and the orange I think looks great. I'm skating them anti-rocker with 60mm 88A on the outside and some Chroma orange anti-rockers on the inside. I think it really keeps that whole orange vibe going. Love the little hints of orange around this. I think it's just a beautiful skate. A new upgrade for me is the MyFit crown liner. So I've skated these crown liners before. I've never skated these Chris Farmer ones, but I've skated the aftermarket crown liners, and they are a very padded, puffy liner. So the amount of padding that you get on the sides here, very, very ample padding. They are heat moldable. I have not heat molded them yet. I usually recommend people just skate them the way that they are. The heat molding actually will happen as you skate, so as you skate and sweat, this material will heat up and it will get a little bit more like a gel, and then when it cools off, it'll harden a little bit. That's what heat molding will do. If they hurt your feet, heat molding is a great way to see if you can get a better fit. They also have a neoprene toe, which allows for dual fit. These don't have to fit your feet perfectly. Your toes can stick a little bit out of this neoprene toe if they're a little bit longer than the liner, or the neoprene toe will bunch in if your feet are a little bit smaller. Gives you a nice fit, especially for a liner that comes in a skate that you're not buying aftermarket, perfectly fitting your feet. This is a really good compromise to fit all feet. It does have a shock absorber built in. I will be removing this after my first skate because that usually means that I have a feeling of falling forward, especially on a raised heel boot. These are great on something like a USD 7 or a USD Carbon that has a flat boot. But if it's already got a raised heel boot, I don't want an additional raised heel. So I'll take this off. It is Velcro, really easy to remove. You can add it back if you want to. But I always feel whenever I'm skating, I don't like having the added heel lift. It doesn't feel like it adds anything to my skating style. If anything, it feels like I'm digging my toes into the ground. I'm out here at the Durham Skate Park in Durham, North Carolina. This is my favorite skate park to test out new skates. I know this park really well. I'm gonna do all of my airs, all of my grinds, see what these skates feel like from a fit perspective, and then I'm really looking forward to doing Royale tricks to see how this sole plate has been improved. All right, so these are the size 44. My feet are a 28.5 centimeter, 10.5 foot. They feel really good. The length, you know, I'm used to these boots. I've skated Sways before. The length is fine. I feel like the crown liners, they're a little bit snug in my toe, but because of that dual fit neoprene lining on the toes, I have a little bit of stretch, so they'll fit just fine. There's plenty of room in the shell, so possible that I could even downsize to the 42 shell and get a thinner liner like an Intuition or a MyFit Second Skin and put that in there and be able to skate the smaller shell. But honestly, these feel good. No slop. The cuff area, because it's so much thicker than I'm used to, it's padded, definitely feels like I could crank down that buckle on the cuff a lot and make it really nice and tight. I don't have any pain. I don't have any slop in there. It's just a very solid feeling. All right, let's try some grinds. So soles feel great, absolutely great. Didn't expect anything less. Feels like, I don't know, but it feels like the sole design hasn't changed all that much. These sole plates have more of a cosmetic difference than a functional difference for the bottom sole area. Could be wrong, but definitely I don't notice anything that's worse or better. It feels like the same soles that I loved from the USD Sways that I skated in the past. All right, groove tricks. Man, the combination of this sole plate and a nice flexi boot really feels amazing for Royales. And I'll add anti-rocker skating. I've been skating flat for the last couple of months. Absolutely feel 100% locked on. First grind, absolutely no problems. Little issue trying to line things up. That's just me. Skating anti-rocker, slightly different adjustment than skating flat. Got to give me a few freebies for that. But for the most part, skating fast, charging at it, locking on solid, feeling really good on all of those grinds. All right, skates feel pretty good. Yeah, I don't see any issues with them. They fit great. I think these crown liners are really nice. They're probably gonna feel really good when they break in. I could heat mold them, but honestly, they feel fine out of the box. This sole plate adjustment, you know, I don't feel much difference, to be honest. Functionally, it feels like it's the same sole plate. Cosmetically, it looks a lot better, I think. A lot cleaner, a lot more modern, so definitely A+ there. But yeah, if you have an old pair of Sways, no real need to upgrade. But if you're looking for a pair of skates, you know, around 200 bucks, boot only, this is a pretty amazing offer. I'm gonna skate these for about a month and see how I can break them in, see if I can get all my tricks back, and I will continue posting. If you aren't already, make sure that you follow, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram to see what's going on, yeah, hope you're able to go out and skate this weekend. It's been a weird weather here in North Carolina, but I feel like we're not going to have a lot of good skate weekends left, so take advantage when you can. Thanks for watching. See you next week.